Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to have you back. I'm going to do this video as quickly as I can. I'll be making two videos today, at least two videos, I hope, before the power goes out. I'm up in the Connecticut area, so I'm not sure if we're going to lose power or when we'll lose power. I do have a generator, a backup generator, so hopefully that'll get going. But I want to make these two videos. The first one I'm going to be doing is Connecticut COVID-19. This is going to be going on Rumble and YouTube. Actually, the next video I'll be doing Australia. I'll probably put those on both YouTube and Rumble at the same time. If you didn't check out my podcast last night, please do if you get the opportunity. If you're stuck indoors up in the Northeast, hey, you got something to listen to. I talked about Afghanistan, COVID-19, and the upcoming war, or the middle of the war almost, the beginning of the vaccinated against the unvaccinated. But anyways, let's jump right into Connecticut COVID-19. I apologize for the background. You'll see the computer screens hitting the back of the whiteboard. Sometimes I cover them up, sometimes I just don't have time. But I don't claim to be some sort of professional on cable. I'm just here to give you the truth and the numbers. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Alright, let's talk about Connecticut, the COVID-19. The reason I did today instead of yesterday, or tomorrow, is you'll notice the dates. July 22nd, and today is August 22nd. I'm thinking, wow, perfect 30 days. I don't always get to do a perfect 30 days video. So you're going to see question marks up here. We're in a Delta surge, all types of issues. We're trying to mandate again, shut down. And is there a good reason for it? No, of course not. If you watch my videos, no, there's not. We're going to look at July 22nd, and we're going to do this quickly. So the survival rate in July 22nd was 97.64, which was interesting because it went up from June 24th, but it's another conversation. 97.64. Today it is at 97.72, so it actually went up by 0.8. So by 0.8%. How? If we have such a Delta surge going on, how did it go up? Doesn't make a lot of sense, it doesn't. So we had 351,000 cases in Connecticut, and then we went up to 365,000 cases. I did not mark the differences. 9.8 million tests, 10.2 million tests. Hospitalizations, 66. Hospitals at 346. That's a huge jump. That should be concerning, right? Well, if you ask certain people that I know, they want to know where they are because it's not in their hospital. Just saying. Deaths were 8,286. You're going to see a question mark there. Why is there a question mark there? Now, I did not notice it in my last video that I did these numbers on July 22nd, because I've already done a video on that. I didn't notice the difference. That number is correct, because incorrect. Watch this. My little line. My son calls this the detective marker. I do the detective lines and everything. So, you bring this down, right down to here. Well, the arrow is pointing the wrong way. And we'll scoop up. 8,276. Hold on a second. 8286, 8276. Well, those numbers don't match at all, do they? No, they don't. Adding these numbers up. Now remember, this is not me, oh, it's just your fault, you don't know how to add or read. Or I said, when you were tallying all your numbers. Again, all of these numbers are by the Connecticut Department of Health. It's on their website. This number, this number, this number, this number is on their website. Same as these. And you're going to find out, by the way, you'll see no question marks. Those are exact. And I'll tell you why. Because when I did these, they did not have that listed. Which I found interesting. There was no death category up here. Each category, and if you watch my older videos, you'll see that I've actually shown the video on screen. I've gone to the website and showed you where the categories are. Well, it's here, but it wasn't here this weekend. Maybe there's something going on, maybe there isn't. Guaranteed there's something going on. So that would have been a plus 53 from 82.86 to 83.37, and that's why I put the question mark. Or is it plus 61? If you go by this number. Which one is it? You see, if they can make these little mistakes, what other mistakes are they making? So you see, we had survival rate. I'm not going to do the death count of each category. I'm going to tell you survival rate. I know that all these lives absolutely matter, and it's unfortunate that anyone died. But what's even more unfortunate and more evil is the fact that you write people up on a COVID-19 death when they didn't. You disgrace their memory, you disgrace their life, and you disgrace their family by not being honest of what they really died of. And if you read or watched my little video I told you about, the last story I was telling you about was the electrician and the elderly lady he knew that, sorry, I was looking out the window over there. It's raining pretty good. He had stage 4 cancer. That's what he was dying of. And they marked it as COVID-19. Alright, so we look at the category 0 to 9. Now, this is July 22nd. 99.9% survival rate. 99.9% survival rate. 99.99%. 99.92% when it comes to 30 to 39-year-olds. 99.68% when you're 40 to 49. 50 to 59, you're still over 99% survival rate. 60 to 69, you took a small little dip, 96.84% survival rate. 70 to 79, 89.55% survival rate. 80 and over, 71.96%. And by the way, that's great. We're getting closer. We're edging slightly closer to the February mark, which was 72.28. That's good. That's good. Because that was its peak and then it dropped off. Now let's go over here. Now we see there's 365,000 cases, 10.2 million hospital deaths, 8337. Now the categories 0 to 9, 99.9%. Now in that 30-day mark, there was no new death. 10 to 19 years old, 99.99%, one new death. 20 to 29, 99.98, which was interesting, but doesn't surprise me because, in my opinion, the most unhealthy people, who's out partying, who's out drinking, who's doing all these things, clubbing and so forth. That's your age category. It's just a fact, sorry. Because I was once that age, you know. 40 to 49 years old, 99.69% survival rate, so that went up slightly. 40 to 49 years old, 99.6, oh, we just said that. 50 to 59 years old, 99.12%. That's up by the 0.11 to 0.12. 60 to 69 years old, 96.90, which was up from 96.84. 70 to 79, 89.82 from 89.55. Well, that's quite the jump, isn't it? I guess those vaccinations worked, right? Let's go with the premise that they worked. Let's just go on that for a moment. There's a reason why I'm going to say that. 71.96 up to 72.37. We finally went past that February mark, so that went up to survival percentage. Well, they're getting better. These vaccine shots are working, aren't they? These, I must say vaccine shot at the moment, even though they're really long-term death shot. But anyways, how long do you think you're going to keep these people alive? It's not like, and I think I keep referring to the Highlander. I think it was a show in the 1980s, I think. And they go like, they just keep living or whatever. They never die. They're like immortal or some stupid thing. They can each generate, but anyways. But my point is real simple. From here up, and if you look, that's a high percentage of vaccine shots and so forth. They've gone up in survival rate. My next question is, we had a Delta surge. And a Lambo, I love calling it Lambo. What did I call it the other day to my son? Lando. I'm going to put Lando because it's just funnier. I think it's humorous. Lando, the guy from Star Trek, 1979, something like that, way back in the day. Lando virus. Let's see, Delta's Lando. I'm waiting for the Southwestern since we got Delta. See, we can have an American one, why not? They'll probably blame America next another one, you know, what the heck. So, my point is really simple. As I said 3 times or 2 times. We had a Delta surge, yet we've gone up in survival rate. Well, they're going to tell you, well, look, the vaccines work. Okay, now let's go with that theory like we were talking about. If the vaccines work, then why are you hassling the unvaccinated? 96.9% survival rate. The survival rate has gone up in seniors. So they're protected now. So if I'm so sick, you don't have to worry about me. If you're so worried about me dying, wouldn't you want me? All the hate against unvaccinated people. Wouldn't you want us to die now? You hate us so much, we're unvaccinated. So if we die, then we're no longer your problem. You get this world to yourself. But see, here's the problem. Who's getting the Delta now? They say people unvaccinated, and I do agree that they probably are, but so are the vaccinated. All you're doing is breaking down the immunity system. That's all you're doing. You're putting other things, and when your body rejects it, can't handle it, it dies out. It can't handle these things that you're doing it to it. And God made you perfect. So you get the unvaccinated, you get the vaccinated. I want to talk about that quick. We're turning them against each other. And my wife wrote this. You'll see it on the board. I haven't referred to it. Show me your papers circa 1938. My wife wrote this. It's kind of funny. Funny and sad all at the same time. Ecclesiastes 1:9, chapter 1, verse 9. This is only part of the verse. It's not the whole verse. It's the ending of that verse. There is no new thing under the sun. Well, see, it's all been done before. Do what you're told. Follow the rules. Do what the government has told you to do. You don't find that a problem anyway. I think France now is trying to shut down homeschooling. Why? To get to those Christians, those crazy people. They want to shut them down. It'll be harder here than there. So, Connecticut, 97.64. And remember, and I've got to remind you of this all the time, December 13th. And turns out I was wrong about that date, so I apologize. It was 14th. I've been saying 13th forever. It was the 14th when the first shot was given. We were at 96.34% survival rate. So 96.34% of everyone who got COVID survived. It was lower in the lower ranks, obviously, and even those went up. Now let's talk about the senior citizens. Now, I'm just going to put down 70 to 79, because these numbers aren't going to be perfect. So we're talking 18.3 and 16.9. So 29, 28, 34, so 35 plus thousand. So 35,000 senior citizens from 70 and over have been tested. Well, over the age of 65, there are, I think, 680,000 to 700,000, right in that range, of senior citizens in Connecticut. So that means that's how many were tested positive. Now, I said tested before. I don't know how many have been tested. They don't give you those numbers, which is really interesting to me. They just give you the case count, positive cases. 35,000 tested positive out of we don't know how many. So basically a quarter of 1% of the total population of the state of Connecticut died of COVID. And just over 11% of the population of Connecticut even got sick. And that's total cases. That's not even confirmed. Confirmed would be a little bit lower, not the percentage rate, but the lower number. So Connecticut, you need to stand up against this mask mandate. Go to their website, Connecticut Department of Health. Break it down yourself. If you don't believe those numbers and you think I'm lying, well then, cool. I'm lying. That means Connecticut is lying. Therefore, you still should be saying the same thing. No mask, no mandates. Because if I'm lying, then they're lying. Who's telling you the truth? See what I mean? Don't take the shot. That's my opinion. It's too much that says that not to take the shot. There's too much out there saying it. It's too much data, and nobody wants to hear it. And this isn't, again, it's not my data, it's their data. I just don't understand why you don't listen. Maybe it's my beard. Maybe I should put a suit on. Maybe I'll make another video one of these days, and I'll put my one of my suit jackets on and a nice white collared shirt. I don't know if I can put the tie on. Ties kill me. Maybe I'll put the tie on. And then I'll look like I'm believable. I appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in. Just be like the Bereans in the Bible. They search the scriptures to see if it's so. Why don't you search the data to see if it's so? Not listen to the data, search the data. Not listen. Because same thing in church buildings, you listen to the pastor, it doesn't mean it was in the Bible. God bless. I love you. Be careful. Not so much of COVID, but if you're up in Connecticut right now in the Northeast, the weather's a little hairy. Rhode Island, you're going to get hit pretty bad, I know, up in Mass. I wish everybody well. Good night.